All right, so I mean, what I wanted to talk about today was how how I made that other video where I was talking about like using other DAWs, you know what I'm saying, instead of like just getting locked into one because when you use multiple DAWs, like you sort of take the lid off of your creativity and what's possible, you know? And so I had did something in a specific way, like probably like a year and some change ago, I think maybe even 2 years ago. I got this song up called Down in Dark. And I have like this Oh Jesus sample on there where it's a choir singing, and it's a gospel hip hop record, you feel me? And I was going through all my songs and listening, and I was like, dang, I was like, this is the probably the best mix that I think I've done to date. Just as far as like everything just sounding smooth. Not the best song I've ever done, but the best mix. Just because of the clarity, the depth in the mix, how smooth everything sounds, how I focused on, really only having three elements present in the mix. And I was thinking to myself, like, what did I do differently on that mix? So I feel kind of dumb for not noticing this, but I noticed that when I take my stems and I load them into Machine. Now, bro, this is backwards because most people, if they make a beat or something to Machine, they're so quick to load it out in the Logic or Ableton or whatever DAW they use and mix it there. Something about referencing, because I have my reference track loaded in there, right? And you know how Machine is if you use Machine where you can only do things in blocks. Like, here, I'll go over here. So, like, when I go look at my reference that I loaded in here, it's, here, let me click this out the way. It's only really playing for like a really short amount of time. A really short amount of time. Like this is the length of what my sample is playing. And I think the fact that I've chosen for one a specific part of the sample to play, and I'm just only concentrated on that part because it's one of the liveliest parts of the sample. But also even beyond that, there's just something about taking my drums and already having them in a group here, taking my synth, already having it in a group, aka a bus, and then having my vocals in a different group. Cause I exported all these from Reason and loaded these in here. But something about doing it like this, it's not that I can't create buses and stuff in Reason, which is my main dog, cause I do, but there's just something about not just the speed in the way that everything is so quick and all my plugins are just like right there, on top of each other without having to scroll through this big blockiness. And I know people are like, well, man, I can do that in Logic. Listen, this is what I'm trying to tell you. I'm just giving you little perks that I like about it, but there's something even deeper. There's something about the sound stage in Machine. I can't get my finger on it. Like, when you reference your song, and I mean, I do the same exact process I'm doing in here. I've done the same exact process in Reason. I've done the same exact process in Logic. I haven't used Logic in a long time for like mixing and mastering since I've gotten better, and I probably will go back and try it soon one of these days. But something about taking my stems and loading them in here, even my stems from the MPC will get loaded into here and I will mix them here. Even my vocals end up sounding better. Even if I don't do the final process through here, like let's say I just take I'm creating my initial beat in Machine and I load some MPC stuff in there, I do some samples or whatever, and then I load all of that. I might not even mix it yet. I would just load all of that, export that into Reason, do everything in there, mostly mix everything in there. But then when I get to the end, and I just want to make sure that my mix has like a better balance and more depth, I then export all of that stuff, all those stems already affected with the effects on them. I load it back into here and I make those final tweaks to get everything in balance and just keep everything in its own little group. I can't tell you what it is about this being the final polish, but it just works. And if you have Machine, I recommend that you just try it and then tell me what you think, you know, because it's something special about it. I can't get my finger on it, but I mean, I could try to play it. It's kind of awkward because when you load your stems into here, you know how Machine is, and maybe I could have loaded it as like a clip. I don't even know. I don't even know. I just loaded it as like a regular thing. I put everything into one scene and gave everything its one pattern and just loaded it in there as a sample. And if you know anything about Machine, I put it on ADSR so that when I stop the song, the sample would stop. So it's not just keep playing or whatever when I hit stop. And so you kind of is awkward because like my vocals don't start until like 27 seconds into the song. And so if I want to get to hear my vocals, I have to wait. Maybe not that long, maybe like 9 seconds for the first verse, but I have to wait every time for all of this to go past in order for me to get to that. And if I want to get to this part of the song, I can't just fast forward to it because it won't just start playing in the middle of the sample. It has to start at the beginning of the sample. So if you're gonna do it, just know that. But like, man, I like it, just to show you, like, here, let me set this up right real quick so I could show you real quick when excuse me, I might have to. Is it gonna play the thing like that if I do it like that? I think it will. What I wanna do is I wanna play you the first mix that I had where I did it in Reason, and then I wanna play you the second one where I ran it through Machine and mixed it in there. Now they both got mastered in Luna, but the only difference in the process is that the first one that I'm gonna play you that wasn't as good to me, something was wrong with it. I just took the stems from it, which were already affected, loaded it into Machine, and just made the final tweaks, and then loaded that mix back into Luna for the master, which the master ended up kind of, I had to move some things around because the mix was different, you know. So, but yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and play you that just so you could see, you know what I mean. And maybe it's just me. Like maybe that's just, you know, for my workflow that just worked better. But I really want people to try it for real.
Hey, I be super focused, trying to get in, but notice no one was ever rocking with me. Guess I'm just a pebble piece. Should've just charged a double fee once I get them to come and see. I've been seeing my haters and I seen them fakers, and they different flavors or they different colors. They don't think I notice what communion in my holy cup. Talking to God, I know what's up. Can't fool me, that ain't no love. Can't do me, I ain't no drug. I ain't even shocked, I ain't no plug. Sometimes a smile.
Okay, now here's the revised one that I polished using Machine.
Hey, I be super focused, trying to get in, but notice no one was ever rocking with me. Guess I'm just a pebble piece. Should've just charged a double fee once I get them to come and see. I've been seeing my haters and I seen them fakers, and they different flavors or they different colors. They don't think I notice what communion in my holy cup. Talking to God, I know what's up. Can't fool me, that ain't no love. Can't do me, I ain't no drug. I ain't even shocked, I ain't no plug. Sometimes a smile, sometimes.
Now, you know, specific to your opinion, let me know what you think. And if you want to try this process, let me know what you think. And if you think I'm just doing too much and you have a simpler way of like achieving that result, let me know what you think. But yeah, I feel like I'm always gonna be an advocate for this, for being a DAW whore. That's exactly what I am. Like as I told y'all before, I use Machine, I use MPC, I use Reason. I probably am still gonna go back and use Logic. I also use Luna, you know, mainly for mastering, sometimes mixing too. I'm a DAW whore, and I just recommend it. So, yep.